Good day everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a general reading and is for entertainment purposes only. Now that that's out of the way, let's see what cards got to say today. There's a bird in the charms that I have fished out of the bag there. Grabbed a handful and it really reminds me of the old Twitter sign, but it's definitely a bird. And a bird, I can't help but usually to me means messages or freedom. We have a fleur-de-lis, a high heel shoe, a little girl. So we could be talking about somebody's children during the read. I have a golden four-leaf clover symbolizing luck or taking a chance on something. We also have a heart and a key. So you may have the key to somebody's heart or vice versa. This heart's got a little keyhole there. Let's try to get the light going. Maybe that will help, hey? That's better. So we have a little keyhole there. We also have a symbol of royalty with the fleur-de-lis. This could also be talking about a location, maybe Quebec or even where I live, which is on the east coast of Canada, farther than Quebec. There's a little town called Fleur-de-Lis. Now, I love when this comes out because this is my rags to riches symbol. It is Cinderella's pumpkin. We also have 3 flowers, which to me represent gifted. And then there's actually a gift. So this could be talking about the present. Could be talking about the present moment as well. Or it could literally be talking about gifts. We have a cross there. It could be gifts from God. This could also have something to do with Easter. I know that we have a bunny and we have sheep, and they're all pink. And with this, also with this high heel shoe, feminine. I mean, it doesn't have to be a girl, but it's definitely feminine. And then we have literally a little girl. So I feel like this certainly has something to do, like this could even be like an older female, like a mom and a daughter with the high heels there. Now with the bunny and the sheep, it could be representing something about religion, particularly around Easter. Though we also have winter. So we'll see how these come into play later on during the reading. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They usually have a general feeling. So yeah, we're talking about a female, maybe a mom and her child. Something to do with possibly like maybe you're religious or a religious group. Also, I feel like I want you guys to see me shuffle the overlaying energy, because I normally don't show that part because the readings get long, but I just feel like it's the right thing to do today. Too many. Way too many. Alright. Chiron, healing. Perfect. I love that. Plus, if you have missed me, it's because I haven't been feeling good. It took a while to figure it out. Now that it's figured out, we are hanging out with Chiron. We're healing, feeling much better. You have the caduceus with the entwined snakes. Snake, sorry. It looked like more than one, but it's just the one on the staff there. And it literally says heal. Number 28. So 2 plus 8 is 10. So we're talking about the end of something and the beginning of something. So a 9 is still like there's a little bit left. Where the 10 is we're ready to go. We're done. We're moving on. So, Bird, I need one for the psychic reading cards. Wouldn't be surprised if we actually got the cover of this one out, because the Phoenix is something that rises from the ashes after a tower, so to speak, or a burn down, and a crumbling of possibly old selves, and we did not get that particular card, but we did get another bird symbolizing usually freedom. So it looks like you've healed from something, just like myself. It definitely doesn't have to be the same thing, but it's time to fly. It's time to leave, actually, is what I just heard. Ooh, that's cool. Obviously, if you want to leave, that's cool. If you don't want to leave, you're like, where am I going? Well, I just got here. But I did hear leave, so again, we have bear spirit and healing. And this does remind me, so we have winter coming out. Maybe you hibernated this winter. And then we have expansion. So spirit guardian of summer. Another bird symbolism here. This bird is eating from the, it doesn't look like the forbidden fruit. It looks like the tree that is full of abundant fruit that is there for the picking. Again, 3 + 7 = 1. So this is something new. This is new pastures, so to speak. So if you were walking down a particular road for a long time, recently experienced a tower, and now that tower is out of the way, we really are, we're getting going now, right? Now, this one happens to be 1 + 2 is 3, is 3. So this eagle, you may be experiencing new friends coming this spring and this summer, particularly with the summer spirit. This tree is, again, I keep seeing abundance. So you could be having abundance of friends. Maybe this has been a lonely road for you. And you may have healed some sort of a mother wound. With this bear symbolizing the matriarch. Also symbolizing a dominating figure. As you can see, she is now standing over the dominating spirit. We love the bear, but it can be a force to be reckoned with. All y'all ladies out there who chose the bear, I'm here to tell you, you chose wrong. The bear will eat you. And that could be significant. Say, maybe you have a mother figure, a mother-in-law, some sort of mother figure that's been dominating your life in some way. Maybe putting her foot down on you somehow. I do see it, I just drawn me through that shoe again. Possibly because you're gifted. And that, maybe you are, I don't know if it's on the other side politically, other side when it comes to maybe even rights and freedoms. But this could really have rubbed somebody the wrong way, and they did something to step on you, to stop your growth, to, I don't know. They might be looking for God now. I just noticed that cross there. You know, they could have even gotten it in a way of some sort of relationship. Somehow, I'm again being drawn to this, the key to your heart, or maybe, like I said, you have the key to somebody else's heart. Remember the bones is what came out, and honestly, I don't know if I've used this deck for a long time, and I can't remember ever getting this one. I do notice though that he's got these hands that he's collected. Are these like his hands and then they were replaced with like dead people hands? Have you been playing in Magic, young sir? Remember the bones. Karma, number 8, right? Remember the bones. I mean, it could be asking you, like if somebody's coming your way to ask you maybe possibly for forgiveness, you may be an easy forgiver. Maybe you have a good understanding of the way things work in the world, and you're possibly fixing people-pleasing behavior. I don't know, but Spirit is asking you to maybe not forget so easily. Remember the bones. You know, if this person's created a lot of endings in your life unfairly, Spirit does want you to remember it. Now, maybe that's a forgive and don't forget. Like, you can forgive people and not let them back into your energy. You can even forgive people from far away. Give me a spirit animal here. Okay, so we have the goose. This is actually the goose and the gander. So this card does represent parents. I'm noticing here we also have some, this could be blackberry. It'd be nice if it was blackberry rather than poison berries, but let me just take a quick sec to find that out. So the goose, vigilance, parenthood, and productive power. I noticed that these people, these parents are not flying with the rest of the group. They've been left behind somehow. That, you know, that could be you and your partner as well. We'll get to the bottom of that. The goose, page 94. Please, all your short-term attention spans, bear with me. I'm short-term attention span myself, so I know what's going on here. The card shows a pair of gray-legged geese in the fens. Ancestor of the farmyard goose, the gray-legged mates for life, and was once the only goose that bred in Britain. It may have earned its name from the observation that it lagged behind when other species migrated. So, you know, you could be what they call either a late bloomer as well. Maybe you somehow got left behind in life. Possibly, you know, there's a lot of reasons for that. Although its name is more likely to mean gray-legged rather than legged behind, in the foreground we see a bramble and gooseberry growing, with goose grass to the right. So gooseberry. Y'all want to Google gooseberry? What's gooseberry for? I feel like I've heard of it. Gooseberry tea, is that a thing? Probably. Okay, so somebody's getting left behind. It could be you. That could be past tense. Somebody got left behind. Maybe it could be advice. Maybe you need to leave these people behind. But we certainly have a lot of birds on the table, which is fitting for this channel. I don't know if you can hear my birds chirping upstairs, but that's why I filmed down here. Because Percy, my little snack, she doesn't talk very much. But she's very healing and we love you. Aw, you gotta. Aw, she just took a big breath. I don't know if you guys could see that from there, but she just like took a big sigh in. She is transforming. She's gonna be shedding her skin at some point. I noticed she's getting a little dull there. Tell me about this healing. This new start, this new healing. Oh, I got 2 cards. So one, we're healing the foundation. So the first, what comes to mind is picture a house, a family, and mom's sick. Mom's not feeling good. Maybe this is, a long period of someone not being well. It could even be dad. Put it where it fits, right? But one of the main people that run the show, and I'm gonna say, let's just go with mom. Let's just go with the traditional. Say dad's at work, mom's at home taking care of the kids, getting her all that stuff done, the food done, the doctor's appointments, making sure their homework's done. Now mom's sick and nothing's getting done. The whole house falls apart. So here we have healing in the foundation. So somebody, could be you, is healing at the foundation. Now this person could have, maybe the doctors just could not figure out what was going on with this person, to the point where, mom was a little bit sad, never thought that she was gonna get out of this. But now the second card comes out, mom's got a new beginning. There's been some sort of change here that has, this literally means new start. And then we have the eagle above. So somebody went from being all twisted up in some sort of health problem, and now they are leaving all of that behind and flying off to really have a new beginning. I don't know if this is with a couple where maybe you're off to find I hope somebody in the family wasn't making somebody else in the family sick, but let's see. It's weird. I'm almost getting like swapping places. Expansion. Tell me about this expansive energy. What are we going to do with this expansive energy? What are we going to do with this new start? Oh, we're going to save the world. I don't know. Maybe you're healing just in time to go out and protest the new pandemic that they're trying to pull off. We got the cross here twice. This could be, this you getting better, it could actually be a great burden to somebody, or it could just represent the fact that you've had faith. I like to do this. We're giving these all gems. Remembering the bones. Remember the bones. I feel like if somebody made you sick and was really not expecting you to get better, maybe somebody could have made you sick with herbs. I'm just noticing these groups of flowers. Herbs, something that they could have gifted you, gave you. Something that was supposed to finish the job. There's quick endings here coming from, looks to be a couple. Tell me about this goose, please. The goose and the gander. What's going on with the goose and the gander? Whoa. They're finished. They're done. It's over. There's some sort of quick ending that's here. Possibly even could be an accident. But something is done, and I think this is going to allow for possibly old cases to be opened, because these guys have done this to other people. You're healing from whatever was done, and your foundation from here on out is only going to get stronger. Something to do with Irish, Celtic. And I gotta tell you, with this girl, you could be the little girl. You could be a child of some of these parents who wanted to step on you. Something that they did in winter is going back on them. And honestly, this could be winters ago. This doesn't have to be direct winter. At the bottom of the deck, we have Crossroads. So somebody could have went to the Crossroads to do death magic, and now that's being returned because you're healing. I think what's, you know, who's ever watching this is gifted in some way, shape, or form. You're either some sort of healer, like you need to get yourself into Reiki, or some sort of like sound bathing, like maybe even doing what I'm doing. You could, depending on, you know, what kind of Mercury placement you have, you could have even healing words, healing voice. And this is going to bring you a lot of money, though it kind of looks like you're going to shortly be getting some sort of financial increase that's going to take you from rags to riches, and then it's like you take off after that. Some sort of major healing is going on. Now, if you've been sick for a while, the abundance could be just the simple fact that you have an abundance of energy to go make this money. It could actually be financial with this clover there. It could be a relationship with the key to the heart as well. I don't know how accepting you are to, or open to that. Looks like something started within the foundation as well. Something within the home. These people are really burdened by this. Before I could get that out, I was like, how do we heal? I was gonna say, how do we heal the foundation? And then the story came out. I mean, I do see birth here. You're gonna be birthing something. It could be a literal baby. I mean, you're the Queen of Hearts right there, the Queen of Cups. She is intuitive and creative. Something... having a hard time getting it out because it's like I'm almost tearing up at the idea that this is a new beginning that you've been waiting for. Like 1 bird, 4 bird, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Birds are significant. We got 9 birds on the table. Tell me about this stork card, please. A new beginning concerning a home. It could literally mean a home rather than foundation. This has something to do, like from the ground up is what I'm hearing. Like from the basement up. This is healing something like this. A tower came, took out all the garbage, and now whatever is coming up is going to be building some sort of successful business. Some successful foundation, and you... I don't know. Tell me about this cross. The spirit guardian of summer and expansion with the cross. It could be asking you to have faith that this is going to happen. So the clock tower has actually come out in reverse, meaning you avoided some sort of tower or the tower has fallen. And we're heading now towards the parents. Tell me about this site. So that the cards are just like, you said it, I'll give you the card. Something before summertime is crumbling for somebody and is starting something brand new and exciting for somebody else. You are that somebody else. When this happens, I want you guys to come back here and tell me what's going on. So, an end of some sort of some sort of compassion. So you may have had compassion for these people. You may have been forgiving to these people. Maybe your parents, maybe you have a narcissistic parent that you've always given excuses for, and that's the end of that. Whatever has occurred here, whatever type of healing has occurred, and it's funny because I'm looking at the bear at the bottom of the deck, you've always somewhat, maybe you were, in low contact with your parents, and then you finally cut it off to like no contact, and then you stuck to that. There's no more, you had compassion your whole life. You might be a grown-ass lady, or man, masculine, and enough's enough. You have gray hair possibly, and you finally just said, I'm not saying to myself or anybody else that, oh, that's just how they are. No, you literally, what's done is done. And for whatever reason, that has brought some sort of ending, particularly, now, like I said, the bear can represent a dominating figure like a boss, but it also represents dominating figure like a parent. I can't believe I have this book super handy. 15. They're like, we believe you, stop looking it up. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, this is the wrong book. Okay, I'm sorry, I should have listened. Okay, let's talk about these parents and this ending. Tell me about this. It's coming. News about this is coming. I'm very sorry, you may be getting news that there's been an ending. Somebody has crossed over. Or it could just be the ending of the relationship in general. On a permanent basis. So if it was kind of up in the air before, maybe you haven't talked in a while, this has now been anchored in. There's no more talking going forward. And that's whoever's listening to this, that's been your choice, and maybe you weren't sure if you were going to go back at some point, and now you finally made the decision, no, I actually function a lot better without these people. Maybe you learned something that cannot be taken back. Again, you can forgive somebody without going back. You can forgive them in your heart, like, hey, hopefully maybe when you get to heaven, you'll figure this out. I don't know. So I cut the deck. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think so, but it does say January. So we could be speaking about Capricorn or an Aquarius. I just saw hired spies. Give me a card, Bird, for this Chiron healing. We have a new beginning at the foundation for the collective. I just saw yes and intuitive. She blames you for everything. So again, we are speaking, the bear to me personally means matriarch. Like Brave, the movie, the mom, right? Who, by the way, in that movie was overbearing, and then she got turned into a bear, and then they were able to finally talk it out. But this person is begging for forgiveness. She's, funny enough, she's begging for forgiveness because she's caught. She's not begging for forgiveness because she literally still blames you for everything. You're too strong for whatever this was they were trying to do to make you ill. You're highly protected, and they know this now. So if they've been doing something to make you sick for a long period of time, and you finally clicked in. I just saw Wendigo, by the way. Shapeshifter. That's going back, and this has been going way back. Maybe she even had help from people that are within a church. It also says case closed under there. So somebody vowed to take you out maybe by October. Or that could be a Scorpio or a Libra. Somebody vowed sacrifice. How fucking rude. Possibly a sacrifice of Pisces or an Aquarius. Funny, that actually makes me think of these little birds here. Maybe you have a child that's a Pisces or an Aquarius. Maybe you're in a Pisces or Aquarius, or a Pisces or an Aquarius could be part of it. Tell me about this new beginning, this change in the foundation. Isn't this crazy? So we have a stork here, and we have a stork here, we have a house here, and we have a house here. There's definitely some sort of new beginning concerning a house or a foundation. Rainbows and sunshine. So you can expect rainbows and sunshine. If you've been experiencing dark days, you can now come to experience rainbows and sunshine. 33 on the clock, by the way. 333 on the clock now. Severe drug addiction. So you could have maybe had a severe drug addiction, or these people could have had a severe drug addiction. Maybe you turned to Jesus, or they're turning to Jesus. They know not what they do. Can't keep up the facade is here, there. Underneath that is 2015, and then I can see Project Bluebeam. So somebody who is trying to, literally since 2015, keep some sort of illusion going. And it's just, and that could be church front, because I see that again. I also see dumbasses. But this has been going on since 2015. They're trying to keep some illusion going. Tell me about this, well, it's the clock tower in reverse. So maybe they're going to be because the clock tower in reverse is the tower. In the tarot, the company, so this shady business that they've been working with or in, looks to be going down in reverse. They are bound to what they have done. I also see brainwashed. He had a key to your house. That could be why you kept getting sick. Doctors maybe since 2015 couldn't figure out what's wrong with you, so over 10 years you've been pleading for the doctor to maybe do tests, and they wouldn't even do tests. Maybe the doctor asked you if you're traveling and you didn't know you were supposed to tell them on a journey. Because it seems like even doctors could be caught up in this somehow. Maybe they're part of the company. All these fucking bitches use dual SIM card phones. I just saw Set for Life and Hometown. I saw Irish. She a hoe. When I cut the deck. Dropping like fries. Fries. Dropping like flies. Scared they're going to jail. That's because they are. So you're finally healing. Like, I feel like this is literally something physical with this staff here and the snake. This literally is something physical. Something's been actually going on since 2015, and you're healing now. Father, something to do with your computer IP password or data. In this community that you're living in. They probably watch these people go in and out of your house full well knowing what they're doing. You got some shady neighbors. I say that because there's multiple houses here. It's just making me think of neighborhood, community. Something in 2022 caused change. So something happened in 2022. Like, maybe you went to the police about this and you thought maybe they weren't taking you seriously. But it turns out that maybe they've been looking into these people since 2022 and are shocked to see what they have found. I just saw something about a school and a sister. Munchausen system. Killed before. Tell me about this tower, this shady business. These people are burdened by the shady business that they've been doing, and this is going to be seen before summer or right at the beginning of summer. Somebody's getting bad news about their health now. Something to do with Agenda 2030, so we could be looking at like the jabs and all that stuff. Being revealed. Works away from home. And you passed the test with flying colors. I have people pleaser out here, even though I have a whole bunch of stuff out here. Someone's being blackmailed for stealing your mail. Somebody stole your mail and now they're like, literally, somebody's like, well, if you tell on me, I'm going to tell them that you did this. So this group of shady business people who are seriously burdened now by what's coming out, by you healing, because you're sacred. They know, you know what they did. Yeah, people are supposed to keep their hands off you. Man, these cards do not want to cooperate. You know, the police are involved. 911 where I live, and I think most of the people. This can even have to do with since 9/11. You're a true speaker. But it looks like somebody did go to the police, and that, like I said, that could have been you maybe back in 2022, and now finally they have enough to go on. Says sold you. In the woods. S in 2021. Think back, that was around like all the pandemic stuff, right? They're all working together. New Brunswick is here. You know, it's kind of crazy because those kids that went missing in Nova Scotia, Daniel Martel keeps popping up on People You May Know, for me. Which I think is interesting because I'm sure that I'm surrounded by a bunch of sex traffickers, a bunch of people who work for a shady company and organizations, possibly my neighbor a few doors down. Again, S. Sean, Shauna, Shaw, Graveyard Deer. I need one card, please, Bird. Bird's like, I need to talk, okay? I'll give you a card when I'm ready to give you a card. Well, peep, bitch. No, I'm kidding. I love you. I don't mean to call you bitch. I'm just joking. The ages 40 to 50, mind blown. So this shady business, because this clock tower is in reverse, is now burdened. Why? Thought they'd be a better parent to your child once you were gone. Yeah, so these parents, grandparents, thought they were going to raise your child once they got rid of you and kept what belongs to you, possibly a house, possibly a business. Now they're dealing with incurable diseases and earthly matters. I just saw Leo. Tell me about how there's no compassion here. No forgiveness. Because the heart card, the locket, talks about compassion, forgiveness, love. There's none of that. There's none of that because we're remembering the bones. Number 8, karma. We're remembering what the universe is telling you. Don't be compassionate with these people. They wanted to get rich quick. This goose and gander couple. They're groveling, I just saw. I also saw POTS, which is somebody's been literally just fainting for what seems to be no reason. Maybe you or your child was fainting. All they had to do was stand up. It looks like this is started for them now. So literally just like when they stand up, they're keeling over, they're passing out. If they get overheated like in the shower or something, they're falling down. Their heart is literally not working properly. She's not who you think she is. And death magic. April, we could be speaking about a Taurus or an Aries. I just saw a karmic parent and the letter E. Tell me about this scythe and this locket. Scythe and the locket. Psych ward. Somebody's lost their dang mind. Maybe they're remembering the bones that they have created and tried to bury, and that's putting them in the hospital. People followed them and what they were saying about you like sheep. And it feels like a group of women because there's a lot of women out here. And I feel like this is probably a religious group of women. Looks like it does have to do with the church. Whatever was being said about you was being said about you, what looks to be from a mother type figure, to have her foot down put on you. Nothing but lies here. Like, honestly, it says round 2, 3, 4, they're trying it again, and that's going to take them out. Like, this is, they're heading, because they're trying it again, and this is come out. This is where they're going. They're literally headed to the grave. That could be one of this goose and gander couple, or just the female. I just saw CNA, so certified nursing assistant, either noticed something or had part to do with it in this hex, jinx, or curse. You're not from here, are you? This didn't work. They really should have, I don't know, looked into who they were messing with, but he wanted you to compete. For whatever position that you're about to take, he wanted you to compete. This person was doing beauty spells so they look better than you. The same person hired a hitman. The same person that's she-a-hoe. Okay? Okay. Drugs are bad, okay? What are we gonna do, guys? So yeah. They should have known that you're royalty here with this fleur-de-lis. You're about to embark on a rags to riches story. They can't hold on to whatever they were trying to keep. They want to confess now. That's a big no. That's a big no. I mean, you can confess, but I think everybody already knows what's going on. It's a little too late. You keep your magic to yourself. Your magic's not working on people anymore. You can't manipulate anybody anymore. Everybody knows what's up. What's the advice for a collective at this time? The advice is to not people please anymore. You are literally going to string this person up. Like, they need to be accountable for what they did. We want everybody to see. Like, if you need to call, when this all comes out, you want to call the newspapers. You want to call the policeman's. The stress of this may actually have them in one of these. It's very possible, but they thought that they could be a monster in your life and just pick you out of the crowd for whatever reason and be this monster in your life. But now they're going to publicly be soft. People are going to see them for what they did. So I think the advice here is to don't be a people pleaser. Don't feel bad for them. And make sure that you participate and actively make sure everybody else knows who they are. And you know what? I'm also getting a group of people. So it's not just one person. If you're like an introvert, this is you now. You are going to be confidently traveling through the rest of your life, living your days like the beautiful queen you are. Well, this is the page, but maybe you'll finally have a relationship that works out. Ooh, maybe an emperor. Maybe the emperor is the bad guy. I don't know. What you're going to do is walk into these new beginnings like the Page of Wands. And you're going to put all this behind you and you're going to enjoy the rest of your life. You're also going to be enjoying watching them just be looked at by everybody. I mean, it is what they did to you. That's it. That's all, folks. I love you guys, and I hope to see you back here. Take care.